all over the internet. Susan Rice, unmasking. Cassandra has reported on this, and she's going to tell us exactly what the hell's going on. So let me ask you, who is Susan Rice and what the hell is happening?
Let me stop fidgeting with my silverware. You're welcome. Okay, so Susan Rice is the National Security Advisor for the Obama administration. She's described her relationship with Obama as being like brother and sister. They're very, very close. I mean, she's in that crew. And she's the one who unmasked the names of people in the Trump administration during the campaign. So basically, you know, under FISA, like through the FISA court, basically they can intercept and record conversations between like foreign officials and things like that. And so people on the Trump campaign, when they were speaking to people in foreign nations, their phone calls were recorded, and so she started putting in dozens of requests to have their names unmasked, because by law, if they intercept a call and it's an American citizen, then they have to redact the name, because you can't violate the privacy of an American citizen. It's unconstitutional. So there's only a handful of people who can unmask these names. And so she started putting in dozens of requests, and then she started putting in more as the campaign was going along. And that's how, you know, probably how we learned about Mike Flynn's phone call and things like that. So it's basically a massive violation of privacy.
Wait. Why was she unmasking them? That's the big question, right?
Well, we don't actually know for sure. But I think that reasonable people can kind of deduce like the reasons why somebody would want to do something like that. As we've seen, people have been fired and attacked from the Trump campaign based on these phone calls that were subsequently leaked to the press, which she denies any responsibility for.
You think she was trying to disrupt the Trump campaign?
I mean, I think that's a reasonable conclusion to draw from what happened. She hasn't outright said that. Nobody's admitted to these things, obviously.
Has she said why she did it?
She kind of. She went on Andrea Mitchell's show today. It was her first time responding to this. But Andrea Mitchell like threw lots of softballs. I think Dan Scavino called her a Democratic Party PR person. So she didn't really answer any tough questions, but she denied having leaked the information. She claimed that it was not done with political motives.
What are the motives? I mean, if I've heard some people say that it's about, you know, with Russia's interference in elections, we need to find out what Americans might be working with them, and that's still a political motivation.
Right,
regardless.
exactly.
So, so I guess, how did we find out about this story? Where did this story come from?
This is the best part of the whole story, in my opinion. On Sunday night, Cernovich tweeted out breaking news. It was Susan Rice who unmasked the Trump campaign. And the internet blew up. He started live streaming. He put up an article on Medium really quickly. And Susan Rice started trending on Twitter. So the next morning, Eli Lake from Bloomberg puts out an article claiming that he just broke this massive story, even though it had trended on Twitter all night. And he just took credit for Cernovich's story. Immediately, obviously, people started calling him out, being like, no, you didn't break this story. Cernovich broke this story last night. But because, you know, the mainstream media has been after Cernovich really hard.
Well, they're calling him fake news.
Yeah, I mean, he was on 60 Minutes being called fake news just, what, a week ago?
Yeah.
But because of that, they've been trying to like discredit him more and more.
Is anything going to happen to Susan Rice? Is what she did illegal, or what's the deal?
Technically, what she did does not appear to be illegal, even though it's arguably unconstitutional. But because of things contained within like the Patriot Act and the FISA courts, technically the unmasking part could be legal. It's iffy, but the leaking is obviously not legal.
What was the leaking part of it? It wasn't her who leaked it, it was someone else, right?
Well, we don't know. It could have been her, it could have been anyone, we don't know yet. But basically, somebody leaked information from the phone calls that were unmasked to the press. This is how we learned that Mike Flynn had spoke to the Russian ambassador, urging him to wait until the new administration came into office before retaliating over the sanctions. So obviously that was a big...
So hold on. Trump and his team, they were spied on.
Yes.
And their names were revealed by Susan Rice.
Yes.
So she unmasked their names.
Yes.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
So I guess the bare minimum is this is just absolute dirty politics.
Right.
What do you think is going to happen next? Nothing or what?
I don't know. It really depends on how the Trump administration wants to pursue it. Senator Rand Paul, is calling for an investigation and for her to be forced to testify under oath before Senate, so they can get to the bottom of why she did this, who ordered her to do this, if it was ordered, and who exactly they unmasked.
Yeah. People think that Obama told her to do it, or?
It's been suggested.
Yeah. So journalistically, we'll say, yeah, maybe, we don't know, but that's what people want to find out.
Right. That's the point.
To be fair.
That's the point of why he wants to compel her to testify. Because right now we don't even know who exactly was spied on. We don't know if it was Donald Trump himself.
Yeah.
We know Mike Flynn, obviously, because it was leaked to the press. But with the amount of calls that she had reportedly unmasked, it could have very well been like his whole team. Like, we don't really know.
Well, I guess the only thing I have to worry about now is, because I do all of these videos sort of a day with a day lead time, hopefully nothing crazy breaks before we're through, but if anything changes, I'll have an update and amend some of this, but that's basically the gist of everything, right? Is there anything else we should know, or is that about it?
No, it's great. New media is taking over.
Yeah.
Old media, legacy media.
They're fighting like crazy. You've got Wall Street Journal coming after YouTube like crazy. You've got YouTube demonetization. Wall Street Journal attacking ad companies. I don't know what's going on. I hate to get conspiratorial, but mainstream media, whatever the system is, they really don't like what I'm doing right here. And I'm certainly not like the biggest YouTuber or anything like that, or journalist. So, okay. That was the craziness of Susan Rice. Now we're gonna eat food and chill out.